Hey, all right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wahara Kodash. I want to say and give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well, and salutations to the elect. Lord willing, we're some of those men and women that believe and fear the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and patiently waiting for our day of our salvation. A honor brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii comes to you with another quick lesson. And it was inspired by this video right here. And I'm Lord willing, I'm going to entitle this lesson Plausible Deniability. You know, that's what this Esau uses. That's what this devil Esau uses, you know, when he's lying to you people, right? Plausible deniability. Now, we know that these high-level politicians, right, high-level athletes, and mid and low level, but mainly the high level politicians, the high level athletes, the high level entertainers, all these so-called noble people of this world today, they delve in Satanism, ritualistic, sexual deviancy, all manners of idolatry, but mainly Satanism. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what idolatry is anyway, right? And so, you know, this guy, Bill Clinton, you know, now they trying to save face in regards to what happened with the so-called Epstein files, right? And this guy, he was all over them pictures, man. He was all over those pictures. So I want to play what he said, because, you know, this devil will lie to you with a straight face. I think that's the second title for this. You know, this devil will lie to you with a straight face, man. And this ain't the first time well, first of all, in order to be a politician, you got to know how to lie. Right, you don't tell the truth when you're a politician. That's not a part of their job description. But the fact of the matter is that this dude was all over those Epstein images, hanging with these, you know, supposedly underage women, or, you know, hanging all on this island, chilling out with this dude, and he tried to act like he don't know him. You know what I'm saying? So it says Bill Clinton shares video statement after his deposition regarding Jeffrey Epstein crimes. So let me play this.
I just finished testifying in front of the House Oversight Committee. I did it for two reasons. First, I love my country, including our Constitution. And America was built on the idea that no person is above the law. Even presidents, especially.
But he said no person is above the law.
And that we should all live under the same set
I'll
of
let
rules.
him read it. I'll let him read it.
This kind of democracy requires every person to play their part. And I hope that by being there today, we can bring ourselves just a little further away from the brink and back to being a country where we can disagree civilly and we can search for truth and justice, and that it outweighs the partisan urge to score points and create spectacle. The second reason I was there is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve. I just finished testifying in front of the House of not just justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication with what was truly going on, I offered the little I do know in the hopes that it would help prevent anything like this from ever happening again. I also have to say something personal. Republicans made Hillary testify yesterday, and she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, nothing. She has no memory of ever even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his property. So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right. So here's what I told the committee. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing, no matter how many, not just justice, but healing. They've been with photos they showed me. I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did. And more importantly, what I didn't do.
Yeah, that's cat. That's cat. This is the same nigga that said he didn't smoke, he smoked weed, but he didn't inhale. This is the same motherfucker that said He lied to the country. He told you that he didn't have sex with this woman. But he and then he turned back around and had to say that he did. And then what'd he do? He give you a bullshit ass apology. I'm sorry, America. Right? And y'all just sweep it under the rug. Right? Here it is. He said that nobody's above the law. When this dude, they lie in their own justice system, bro. Right? That's called perjury. You know what I'm saying? You lying on the stand. That's called perjury. Most people go to prison for that shit. Federal prison or state for perjury. You know what I mean? And he was like, cause all them pictures. Look at this nigga, man. You trying to tell me a nigga that's laying in the pool with a unidentified person right here, and I think they said all the minors had squares, had their faces redacted. This nigga's laying in the pool, maxing and relaxing, shooting b-ball outside of the school. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. Right? He got the young hoes on his lap. Mind you, this nigga said he was married back then. He linked up with hoes and shit, and they said that he was he was one of the worst, man. The nigga put dog collars on bitches, make them walk around like dogs and shit, have them barking and shit. This dude, a former sitting president of the United States, bro. He said he know what he saw and what he didn't see. First of all of this shit is rated PG. They ain't show you the triple X and NR rated stuff that these dudes was doing. But, this shows you, Esau, there's no truth in him, man. Like Yahweh Shai said in the book of St. John, chapter 8, verse 43 and 44, why do you not understand my speech, even because you cannot hear my word? Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it, right? And this is Yahweh Shai speaking to Jake, that would rather have that Edomite Caesar ruling over them and the Roman Empire ruling over them than have Yahweh Shai to be the Messiah and the true ruler of Israel over them, right? And they couldn't understand Yahweh Shai because their hearts wasn't pure, right? They couldn't receive the truth, right? So they couldn't hear it. He was telling the truth and they didn't want to listen to it. But the point of the matter is they came in the same spirit as Esau, right? This dude, Bill Clinton's an Edomite. His wife, Hillary Clinton's an Edomite. He's like, oh, she had nothing to do with it. She wasn't there. It's called plausible deniability. And if she wasn't with that shit, she was definitely into other things, man. Because it came out before about her. You know how she take little Jake girls' faces or little Jake kid face, took the face off a little Israelite kid face, a little Israelite kid's head, and put it on her own face like she was in a movie Silence of the Lambs or some shit, bruh. Had blood all on her and shit. So she's a freaky, kinky witch herself, bruh. Murderous witch herself, man. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. He talking about some brief. Ain't nothing about these pictures brief, homie. You chilling. You really chilling, bruh. You got to be real comfortable with somebody to be in a pool with your arms behind your head and your feet up, and you taking pictures. You see this nigga with the suit on. Mind you, this dude, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, they was all up in the White House, and we didn't even know these people, just before we even knew who these people were. So these people are high-level witches and warlocks, man, right? And that includes Trump, right? You got the pictures with Trump and Clinton. Let me see if I can find them, John. You got the joint with Trump and Clinton, and hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein and shit, and now all of a sudden, you ain't had nothing to do with it. But this is before his crimes came to light. Yeah, right, man. Even a nigga Michael Jackson, I told you, all these high-level entertainers, they're all into it. All these high-level politicians, they're all into it, bro. Michael Jackson grew up in the music industry. You trying to tell me that them fucking cats ain't get to him? His father sold him along with his brothers, man, to the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? You got the nigga Trump hanging out with Clinton and shit. Look. These ain't these niggas wives and shit. I know that's Melania Trump. Melania Trump, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He grabbing the nigga dick. He grabbing his Trump, you know what I mean? Grabbing this dude's penis and shit. Talking about AI video and shit. Right? This dude was right there with him, man, laughing, joking, chopping it up. And then they talk about each other in the public eye like he's better than Trump, or he's different than Trump, or he's willing to listen to the people versus Trump. They all the same kind. They all work together. You cannot become a high-level politician in this world and not be a Satan worshiper, not be a child murderer, not be a rapist, not be a liar, not be a cheater, extortioner. You got to be all of that, not be a witch or a warlock, bro. So again, he can't tell the truth because there's no truth in him, right? When he speak of a lie. In the NLT, verse 44 says, "For you are the children of your father, the devil," right? And that devil is a slander. It's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about Esau, man. Right? And and you love to do the evil things he does. And you got Jake that's out there that's like that. He was a murderer from the beginning, going back to Cain. He has always hated the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character. For he is a liar and a father of lies, man. Right? And again, like I said, in order to be a politician, high level or low level, you got to be a liar. You got to be a master liar. You got to be able to lie to people with a straight face, man. And that's what they do. He said, I had long stop dealing with this dude. No, nigga, you ain't long stop doing nothing. Right? You probably got too old to do some of the shit that you was doing, and you moved on to other shit. But you was still there. You was still a part of the mix. It ain't just him. But they have more pictures of this nigga, and they do this on purpose, right? This dude, he's a fall guy for the Trump shit. He's a fall guy for the Epstein shit because they don't want to put Trump out there like that because he's a sitting president. So they use this nigga to take the heat off of him, but they only show the PG pictures, man. And you're never going to get the truth with Esau. Just the reason why Esau is falling is because of the truth, man. Because the truth of who he truly is it's out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He exposing them. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse I'll start at 3. "Let no man deceive thee by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Right? Who's the man of sin? Esau, Edom, starting with those banking elite families. Because, see, they get down worse than what we heard and what we see. Right? But they're lesser luminaries, your presidents, your governors, your mayors, your all these people, man, your district attorneys, your PDs, public defense lawyers, all these people do the same shit, bro. You ain't gonna get up high level in this society. In the military, they do the same thing, man. And he's being exposed. It says, "Don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against the Most High, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction." And that's Esau, Edom. Right? You looking at one right here. That's an Edomite. He's a man of lawlessness, man. Right? He breaks all the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? He worships Satan covertly, overtly, and openly and closed, man. Right? And he comes in the spirit of Satan. Let's keep on reading. It says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Heavenly Father, and that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God." And the NLT says, "He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call the Heavenly Father and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of the Most High, claiming that he himself is the Most High." And that's why you see these pictures, these Edomite pictures of this devil, claiming that he's the Most High, calling him God, claiming that he's his only begotten son, calling him Jesus, claiming that the angels look like them. Right? Either they women, Edomite women, or effeminate Edomite men. You know what I'm saying? These are the images that's plastered in the minds of the people. These are the images that's plastered in pop culture and classical paintings and modern day paintings and modern day movies. That image, that Edomite image, he's saying he's the Most High, saying that he's the only begotten son of the Most High. He's saying if there is a God, he has to be white. He has to look like him. Right? That's Esau, bro. Right? So you can't expect this man to tell the truth. Even when he lie. right? Right? He'll say a little bit, but he ain't gonna give you the whole thing. He ain't gonna tell you the whole thing, right? He gonna say just enough to make you think that he's telling the truth, but really he lying. And the scripture says a little leaven leaven the whole lump, man. So you put they call it, there's no such thing as a white lie, but you say one thing that's wrong, everything that you said is a lie. Nobody's gonna listen to that shit. You know what I'm saying? It says, remember not, back in the KJV, verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, right? And now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And in the NLT, verse 6 says, and you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only when his time comes. And he wasn't revealed fully back then. Paul knew who he was. Yahweh Shai knew who Esau was. He knew Herod, Agrippa, all of them were Edomites, right? He knew that those Caesars that were sitting on the throne at that time, the Edomites, I believe Claudius sat during the time of the apostles, and I believe if not Claudius, who was the other one? I forget. It was another Roman emperor that was sitting on the throne during the time of Yahweh Shai. It wasn't Augustus though, right? It wasn't him. But it don't matter. They were all Edomites, man. But they were calling themselves Romans. Some of them called themselves Idumeans. Some of them called themselves whatever, right? But they were the Edomites, man. And it wasn't fully known, but now it's fully known. It's being revealed. And this time now he's being revealed, right? He's being revealed. And Paul told us this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, verse 7 in the KJV, for the mystery of the iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. In the NLT it says, verse 6 and 7, and you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only when his time comes. For this lawlessness is already at work secretly. Right? So even back then, this lawlessness was at work. Right? And it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way. Right? And that's Yahweh Bashem was shot for a long time. And now we got the internet and it's exposing this man. Right? This is why Jay Rockefeller said the internet it'd have been better if the internet had never been created or never have existed. Right? Because it's exposing him. Right? You got people that are into looking things up that are not part of the mainstream. You got people that were a part of these groups and they call themselves defecting and they telling the world. Right now he being exposed. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get, as we get closer to the end of this, man, he ain't going out with a soft exposure. He's going to be totally exposed, man. And for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, you're going to really realize, hey, this is the man of sin, man. This is who Yahweh Bashem Shah was talking about, man. Right? So I just wanted to bring this out, man. Again, this was plausible deniability, lying with a straight face, right? Plausible deniability. And just as an example of that. So I hope you were edified with that. I'm going to say shalom on to the next day. Shalom.